I just came back from a huge commercial event in pizza making industry. The International Pizza Expo, that's what it was called, that took place in Las Vegas. Hundreds of different businesses, and I was there as a videographer for one of the suppliers. Now, no matter if you're just starting and waiting to land your first client, or already have some projects under your belt, I want to share with you my POV experience from the huge commercial event like this one, what to expect and how to prepare yourself, and some shooting and editing tips and tricks that helped me during this event and will help you to produce higher quality content. I'll split it into 5 nice tips in this video, and let's start with the tip number 1. First and foremost, pretty much regardless of what video job you are doing, it's crucial to understand what content is needed. Huge commercial events like this one or any other event can be overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. Just from my personal experience, in our booth at this event, we had pizza demos when like pizza masters were coming in and showing how to make pizza properly, so that needs to be recorded. There were podcasts, interviews, there's pizza championships going on. And if you're trying to film literally everything, you're gonna spread yourself too thin and the quality of the content gonna drop, as well as you're just gonna feel really overwhelmed. That being said, it's important prior to the event, or at least like in the morning, to discuss what kind of content needs to be done with the marketing team or with the client directly. Are we filming podcasts today? Are we filming demos today? Are we filming something else? So that way, when you're heading into video day, you know exactly what you need to do. But if there's something exciting going on, feel free to shoot this stuff as well, because you never know if you're gonna use it later. And having a clear vision of the content will lead to another important thing. What settings are you shooting on? Is it going to be horizontal 16:9? Do you need to keep everything kind of in the middle so you can resize it for vertical after that? What FPS are you shooting? And if you know what the company going to use this content for, then you can adjust all of that. But coming back to that Pizza Expo video, you know what was my favorite part about it? It was music and how good it felt. I've personally tried different platforms for music and there are a lot of good ones, but if I would recommend one, it's gonna be Artlist. It's just super easy to use. I mean, all you have to do is go to the music tab, go to the filters and select the category you like. But the cool part about Artlist, that besides of music, you also have sound effects, which are obviously crucial to your videos, but now you also have stock footage and templates for your video editors. And my personal favorite are plugins. You can literally power up with your editing skills with 40 plus professional plugins. But you don't have to believe me, you can check it out yourself. The first link in the description will give you 2 months for free on the Artlist. Just click on the link and try it for yourself. Let's get back to the video. Tip number 2, it's extremely important to have the right tools on events like this. Before going to any event like this, try to talk to other people who've been there and ask them questions like how many people are gonna be there. Maybe you need to bring a smaller focal length lens, or maybe you need to bring a bigger focal length lens. The more insights about the event you have prior to doing the work, the better you can prepare yourself technically. Let me just run you really quick by the equipment that I brought to this event. I had my camera, Sony ZV-E10. It's a small camera, but it was still giving me 4K footage and no one was complaining about that. I brought my 50mm 1.8 lens, and for the events like this, the lower the aperture is, the better, because you never know what light conditions to expect, and that kind of blurred, smoothie background will help your footage to look more professional. Next, I brought my gimbal. I have DJI Mini, and without the gimbal, I'm not really sure what I would do at this event. It definitely helped me to get more stable shots and control my camera better. Next, I had a pair of wireless mics, which is, if you're recording any interviews or any podcast, this is crucial at the events like this. Like, I cannot emphasize the importance of the wireless mics. I had a Rode Pro version. For a lot of people it's going to be overkill, but I just wanted to secure myself for the future kind of thing. They're super easy to use. We were just taking microphones from the box, attaching it to the guest really quick and just recording the audio like this. I brought tripod with me because there were some instances when we were recording podcasts or day reviews, and I just put a tripod and let the people speak without me holding the gimbal all the time. I had some ND filters. Even though everything was outside, so you would not expect to use ND filters, some lights were really harsh and it was super bright, super overexposed, so that ND filter kind of helped me to tone it down a little bit. And last 2 things, bring a lot of CD cards, and obviously you will know how much you need. I had 2 cards, 128 gigs, but it was kind of peaking and I was cleaning it after every day and uploading stuff to SSDs. And the second thing, bring spare batteries, because the shooting day can take really long time, you don't know what's gonna happen, so you're running really quick through the batteries. I had 2 dummy batteries and I was exchanging it all the time with the Sony battery I have. I'll put my shooting checklist that I check every time before I go to the event somewhere here, so feel free to pause and look through it. And the second tip when it comes to the equipment in general, events like this are super dynamic, so you need to have your game on point, you need to be quick with everything that you are using. You can't really show up to the event like this, you know, there's interviews, there's everything going on around, and you're just like balancing your gimbal from zero, you know? If you have a chance, do it in the hotel and already bring in balance to the event. Events like this, the stakes are high, so you need to be on the go, go, go mode and know how to operate everything you own. Tip number 3 of how to prepare yourself as videographer for the event: be quick and respectful to the guests. Here's what happened with me during this event. There were some huge pizzaolos, pizza makers that we wanted to interview, but they were in a really high demand. They had demos going on, they had other booths they needed to visit. So whenever we had a little bit of time with them, you need to be quick, you need to grab them, hey, let's record this interview really quick, give them a prompt, and like, you know, you're not gonna have a lot of time with them because they're in such a high demand, but that's still a content that's really valuable and you should do almost everything possible to get it done. But on the other hand, keep in mind that you need to be respectful to them. They, as I said, have so much stuff going on during this event, and you filming content, I mean, that's not on top of their priority list, that's somewhere here, you know, they don't care about your content. You do, they don't. So you need to be respectful and like, hey, can I get a minute of your time? Let's film a quick video, etc, etc. You know, try to find the right approach to those people. Don't demand to film content. And the last thing to keep in mind when working with those people, they don't necessarily know how to be in front of the camera. They might not feel comfortable being in front of the camera. So there's 3 things that can help you with that. First one is learn some of the icebreakers. Basically, you know, if someone is standing in front of the camera, you can be like, hey, you ready to become a rock star? I mean, it's a little cringy, but you know, something like that just to break the ice between 2 of you. The second thing is explain how everything works. I mean, if you're attaching the microphone and you and your 50mm lens are standing literally like, you know, 5 feet from the guest, you can explain to him that microphone is attached and he doesn't need to yell to the camera for camera to hear because audio is recorded right here, so he can speak calmly, etc. And the third thing that can help you when you're working with people, tell them what is needed. If you're recording a short form video and you know that the limit is 60 seconds and you're asking the guest some question, they can talk for that like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they don't know how much information you need. So you can literally tell them, hey, it's a quick video, 60 seconds, so in like 5 or 4 sentences, just give me the main information. Tip number 4 when being a videographer on the commercial events, it's great if you have a partner or a backup. Now, even if you're a master at your craft, there are a few benefits you can gain if you bring someone else or if the company provides someone else to help you. First benefit is you gaining a second angle. See, now I'm recording everything from one angle, but if I would have a partner, I could set another camera right here and then just switch between those angles and get kinda cooler, more interesting, engaging shots. Here's a quick snippet from this event. As you see, this is the main camera, and now we're switching to literally regular iPhone camera for a second just to showcase the different angle. The second benefit is having a partner is just on the pure technical side. I mean, if you are setting up a camera for the interview or anything, he can run to the guests and mic them up meanwhile. Or if you are balancing your gimbal and everybody is waiting for you, he can take care of some other things that are going on, he can set up the lights, etc. So it's really cool to have the technical backup and know that you are not alone. And lastly, it is pure backup. It was one instance during this event when I set up something wrong on my camera and then I'm looking at my footage and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look very good, you know, and it was an important project, etc, etc. But I know that he had a second camera and he kind of recorded this event as well. So the worst comes to worst, we can always use his footage. And tip number 5 for the videographers at the commercial events, the last but not least, set clear editing expectations with your client. When the customer pays you to go to this event or pays for your time there, they expect to see content. And even though you are filming that content all the time, you see yourself filming and you see that content in front of the camera, right? Unless it's posted somewhere on Instagram or whatever, your customer doesn't see it. And obviously you have those grand plans to edit, to post it after the event, all of that stuff. But during the event, your customer doesn't see any of that. I mean, he sees you working with the camera, but he doesn't know what's going on. So he can grow kind of frustrated about that. That being said, a quick professional tip I can give you, if the event is going on for the few days, you know, it's kind of cool to do a quick snippets of the content. Something I call general highlight reels. It doesn't have to be anything complicated, just maybe after day one you're sitting in your hotel room and you can just edit a quick piece of the content just to post on social media, send it to the client and say, look, we're filming content, there's like 20 projects filmed today, here's a quick snippet or something like this. Here's for example a quick snippet that we did after day one at the end of the day just to showcase the client, hey, look, we are working, there's a lot of stuff, but we're still putting out the content even now as we are filming it.
First day is at Pizza Expo. It was very exciting. We started with the demo. We had a nice experience, a nice crowd. We were able to talk about the evolution of pizza from Napolitan to New Napolitan
And then what you can also do is explain to and educate the client about the video editing and what you do. I mean, they don't necessarily know that, but you can tell them, hey, we have 2 terabytes of footage, you know, we are sorting everything. It takes time to sort it, to upload it to the computer, to edit, to export, etc, etc. So we have a strategy plan after the event to do this, this and this, but during the event, the only thing that we're gonna do is this, this, this because of the lack of time, because we don't want to miss any other events, etc. You as subject matter expert, you need to educate the other people about what's going on and what you're doing with this content. And another cool benefit of doing those few quick snippets during the event, like editing during the event, is that when you're doing the review with the customer after the event, you can tell him, hey, during the event we filmed all of that stuff, but we also edited 5 videos live that you got kind of included in the package, and otherwise it would be value of $1,000 or $500 or whatever. So you are showing that you have value added because you were editing something during the event, so customers getting more value for his buck. And lastly, I just touched on it briefly right now, do the post-event review. So basically send the customer the detailed email, hey dear customer, we did this, this and this, we edited this, this and this, you're getting this, this and this, and here's how all of that content will help your business grow. I started this media career as a video editor. I was just sitting in front of the computer, editing some shorts, etc, etc. But then I started to dive deeper into videography, I started to film my own content, start to work with some other clients, and it's just so exciting. First of all, it's fun. You're getting to all those events, you're meeting new people, you're making new connections and eventually winning more business, but you also have to spend time in like Pizza Expo like I did. The best pizza in the world, like few of the best pizza suppliers in the world, and I get to try that stuff, I get to live through that stuff. I would probably never get an opportunity like this, and I went there as a videographer and got to experience it. I hope this video was valuable for you guys. If you find something useful in it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be posting more of that stuff, so you're definitely gonna get more value out of it. I would appreciate if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.